All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Football Friday, December 3rd. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by ParlayCalculator.com. You can use the Parlay Calculator each and every day right here at ParlayCalculator.com. And the way you use the calculator is you put in the money line of what your selections are. So let's say I put in a basketball pick, so it's minus 110 on the money line. I put a hockey of plus 150. Minus 160 of another favorite in hockey, and say a 200 underdog in basketball, and I calculate it, and a $100 wager would pay $2,226. And folks, you can use the Parlay Calculator each and every day right here at ParlayCalculator.com. Also, this broadcast brought to you by HockeyPicks.com. Some of the top hockey pickers in the world use and make their selections each and every day. We're getting to 100 players a day making their selections each and every day. So I want to thank everybody who makes their hockey picks at HockeyPicks.com. And let's take a look at our top scorers right now at Hockey Picks. And there's Eddie O from Montreal is at 863. Harnett is at 858. And Steve Hendo is at 813. And right now, those are your top hockey pickers. And folks, once you follow their selections, let's say you go to most followed, or you just click on follow my picks, and then you go to your following page, and you can see everybody you're following and their selections. And this way, it helps you build your consensus when you step up to the window. Also, bballpicks.com. It's the same thing as Hockey Picks, but you make your basketball selections right here at bballpicks.com. And let's take a look at our top scorers right now at bballpicks.com. And there's Danchko is at 912. Pele J is second place now, 836. And there's Ron Raymond, yours truly, at 827. Those are your top basketball pickers at bballpicks.com. Folks, if you're into basketball, you like following winning picks, head on over to bballpicks.com. All right, I see the bullpen is rambling and stumbling and tumbling into the bullpen, and that's what we call our chat box. And I want to say good morning to the sniper and the peg, who Mizzou Network's in the house. Mitchell Watson's in the house, and also Bien Trabajo is in the house. How you doing, Bien? And there's Eddie O from Montreal. Good morning, Eddie. Hope you're doing well in La Belle Province. And Eric Jones, Scotty Bear. How you doing, Scotty? Probably give you a call later on after the show. And Hughes Mizzou is network is very upset. Why is the network upset? Did he lose his picks last night? And there's Gloria K. Good morning, Breakfast Club Pete's. And good morning, Gloria K. from the Windy City in Chicago. All right, Lindbergh's all good morning, family. It's Friday, plus I'm cashing out. Hey, you're cashing out early. It's you're supposed to be able to cash out Monday there, Lindbergh. But hey, if you're cashing out on a Friday, that means you're doing something very well. Derek Para, how you doing, Derek? And yeah, what's up, Who's Mizzou? Why are you upset? I'd like to know why it's Friday. Nobody should be upset on a Friday. Everybody should be have a little bit of bounce in their steps and have a you know what? It's a sunny day here in Ottawa, Ontario. It's -5 though. Maybe that's why I should be upset, because it's -5 and it's probably 27 where Peyton Sports Girl and Ray Nunziata there. Those guys are in California. Lost my 9-leg parlay by 1. Wow. Yeah. You know what? I feel for you, man. You remember about 2 weeks ago I had that 9-team parlay in hockey. I took all the money line underdogs and Seattle. I'm not letting them off the hook. Remember Denny Green used to say, and we let him off the hook. Well, I'm not letting Seattle off the hook on that 19 parlay on the plus money line. And people are wondering, why would you bet a 19 parlay? Were you nuts? No. So what I do is I take beer and pizza money, and if you see a big night in the NHL, and if you do the math, and I'll show you in a second, if you just on those 8, 9, 10 game nights, and you just take the underdogs on the puck line, you're going to see it's going to come in once or twice a year. And then, that once or twice a year will make up for the maybe 2 years, right? So, so I feel for you there, network. But you know what? Once you fall off the horse, get back on it. And today's another day. And I always say it's another day that ends in Y. So why not be betting today here for a beautiful Football Friday. All right, Dave McCabe's in the house from Thailand. Wow, I need help with my Pacers game. I liked them at -5. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Dave McCabe from Thailand, right? Hey, what time is it in Thailand right now? It must be about what? Let me see here. I would say it's about 11:36 p.m. at night. Is that correct, Dave? See how quick I am with my math right there? Let's see if I was right. The price is right. All right, Ball Cash. How you doing, Ball Cash? And where's my other Atlanta, my triplets from Atlanta? Hey, where's the OG Wheat and Mark Nations? Those are my ATL triplets right there. All right, so got a good show for you guys here today. In fact, let me check out my schedule. We're going to do NBA computer picks. We're going to do the NHL computer picks. I got a nice system play for you guys I shared with you yesterday. NFL football, week 13. And we're going to review that cycle database that I showed you guys last night. And we'll give a system play of the day. And I do have 2 system plays for you guys at the end of the show. Now, normally so before we start, don't forget today's free horse racing tip sheet of the day is from gonna give my country a little bit of love here today from Canada and the Woodbine racetrack in Toronto. So folks, if you want to bet the ponies today at Woodbine in Toronto, the big smoke where Miss Denica is from, and we're giving out all the races for free today at Woodbine racetrack. And Woodbine has 9 races today. And you can get all the tip sheets, all the information for that the race. And if you use the Raymond Report tip sheet, it's very geared towards the jockey and value, right? So if you want to check it out, it's for free. And you go to atsstats.com, go to horses, free tip sheet. In the pull-down menu, go to Woodbine Racetrack for December 3rd, and you will get the entire tip sheet today from Woodbine, all for free, just by visiting our website right here at atsstats.com. 11:36 p.m. Friday night. Hey, that's what I said. I'm gonna let you in on the secret. One of our marketers is from the Philippines, so that's why I knew. And I got my little clock here of all my staff, and I know that. Hey, I'm not that quick, but not that quick. But that's the only reason why I know, because our good friend Mary from the Philippines is also on the same time zone. So a little shout out to Mary and her brothers out there in the Philippines. I know Scotty Bear will probably let her know about that. But so let's get on with the show. Now, what I normally do, once in a while, I like to take a look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, to see what has come in the last couple of days. And look at that, the NHL on the 7-day average, 63.1% of the favorites. Now, the Ottawa Senators, won last night. I know that's probably going to get a few chuckles because I was on them pretty bad yesterday. But I also said, to my credit, I said this is probably one of the games after an embarrassment that they're going to step up, and you just never know. And Carolina, right? Nobody can win forever. Nobody can lose forever. But you got to find those teams in the cycle, the performance cycle. I always talk about the Rain Report, value, percentage play, and performance cycles. And last night, Carolina Hurricanes, if you look at their last couple of games, they are getting caught in a medium average cycle. All right, so 7-3 last night for the favorites in the NHL, 4-6 to the under. Puck line, 5-5. And this is what I was saying earlier, right? If you play the dogs on the puck line, look at all this here in the month of October. Look at all the green here for the underdogs. But it's been catching up to them, so I'm looking for a bit of a reversal when it comes to betting the puck line in the NHL. Now looking at the NBA last night in the National Basketball Association. Great game at Madison Square Garden last night, and a big win for the Raptors. Hey, it must have been an underdog night for teams like Toronto and Ottawa to get those W's last night. 4-1 straight up the favorites were yesterday. 3-2 to the over and 3-2 against the point spread. And if you look at the 7-day average on the NBA, 64.7% of the favorites are covering straight up, but only covering 47.3% of the time, and 54.4% of the overs have come in. All right, there's Miss Denica's in the house. Bien Terrell, Tell Lightning money line, easy winner, except for the Blues power play. Yeah, the Blues power play was on. They were on fire yesterday, but as long as you don't get in penalty trouble last night, and it got a little hairy there, but I'm glad we got the W. We missed it with the I had 2 big underdogs, Columbus and the Kings, and I had a 3-team parlay on that, but that would have cashed in nice. But unfortunately, the NBA is dead to me for a while, says Quentin Johnson. And Quentin is one of our VIP members. So anytime you sign up for a VIP membership, you get that little green cash right there in the on your chat box. So Quentin, I want to thank you for joining. To be honest, you're the first member ever to be one of our VIP members. So they always remember your first, they say, right? So Quentin, you are our first VIP member. And folks, if you're interested in the VIP section here, what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to try to post 1 or 2 videos in the VIP section and also on weekends. So I don't do podcasts on weekends, but I will do videos on weekends. They will be in the VIP section, and I might surprise you. I might go live one morning on a weekend for the VIPs. So anybody who signs up to our VIP section, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel, and that's the way you do it, right? That's if you guys support the channel, then I love doing this, and hopefully I can bring you guys some more winners. All right, hey, Chico's in the house. How you doing? Chico and the Man. Remember Chico and the Man? What was that? Was that Stanford? Chico and the Man. What was Chico and the Man again? I forget. It was back in the day. Was it the Red Fox? What was that? Hey, what is it with me this week? Going back in time with my childhood sitcoms, right? But I just saw Chico Valencia. Morning, everyone. Hey, Ron, appreciate what you do, sir. Keep it up, and thank you, Chico, for let us know. Andrew Stapleton's in the house. What's up, Raymond? St. Louis in the house. Hey, St. Louis. Hey, you know what? St. Louis, good hockey team. A little bit erratic at times, but good win the other night against the Lightning. But last night, Tampa Bay got back on track. But good power play last night if you followed the Blues and the Cardinals. Hey, good season for the Cardinals this year. All right, there's Ms. Denica. Who else is in the house? Dave McCabe, we already said. I think Suns lose their win streak, but I'm afraid to bet on it, says Dave. I hear you. All right, so we got a lot of good things on tap here today, so let's kick it off with the NBA. You know what? Since the NBA is going to be a big card here today, let's go to the NBA. Oh, also, normally you guys would go to the front page and there'd be a banner here for the system forecast. What I did is I put one of our advertisers' banners up there now, and if you go to, say, NBA, and you go to NBA system picks, that's where the forecast is now. Maybe I'll change the word picks to forecast. So go to NBA, any of the slots up here, and if you look at the bottom, the last one is where the forecast is now. So I did put forecast there. I don't know why I put picks here. See forecast, NFL system forecast, and then if you click on that, it'll give you the system forecast. Chico was Freddie Prince. Chico was Freddie Prince. All right, I'll have to do my homework on that. All right, let me see here. Yeah, so that is that's where the system forecast is now. If you're wondering, say, hey, where's that banner? I used to go to the forecast. You can now get it off the pull-down menu. All right, here we go. We've got a deep breath here because we've got a lot of games to go right now. All right, the Washington Wizards taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now looking at the line on this game, -3.5 tonight for the Wizards taking on the Cavs. Cavs coming off a 111-85 upset win over Miami the other night. And looking at the Cavaliers, don't look now. They're on a 3-game straight up, but a 5-game ATS win streak. The last 3 have gone under the total, and you're looking at the Wizards. They're coming off a 107-115 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they're on 1 day's rest. 14-8 on the season, but 8-13-1 to the under. And my line on the game, I had the Wizards at -0.84, and I also had the Cavaliers at -2.13. And if you look at the KOGO in this game, KOGO stands for chance of game going over the total, is at 58%. And we do have the Wizards winning this one, 104.8 to 99.2. The over-under at 204.14. All right, Miami taking on the Indiana Pacers, and there you go, Dave. There's your Pacers. -5.5 here against the Heat tonight. Heat coming off that loss to the Cavaliers, where the Pacers coming off a 3-point loss a couple nights ago to the Atlanta Hawks. Now the Pacers on a 3-game losing streak, not having a good run right now, 9-15 on the year. The strength of schedule, last 7 games at 63.2. So maybe that's one reason why they're having a little bit of a tough go right now. Their strength of schedule in the last 7 games have been against opponents with a combined 63.2% win percentage. And that'll do it to you. You know, when you're facing the cupcake games, you know, the beatables. I always say when you face the beatables, yeah, you know, you get a better record. But when you face the tough matches, look what happens, right? All right, so the Heat going into tonight's game, but we got the Pacers winning this one here, 106 to 101. The over/under at 208.33. Now the Heat on a 2-game losing streak, 13-9 on the season, and their strength of schedule the last 7 games, 42.8, and the line value I had them at -4.4. All right, let me bring up my NBA tab to see the injuries. You know, the one thing, we got to keep an eye out on injuries, right? Like a perfect example last night in the NFL. You miss a big piece of the puzzle like Kamara, and look what happens, right? You can't get nothing productive going on offense, but we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And looking at the first two games, so Miami, Adebayo's out. That's Jimmy Butler's out. And let me see who else. So Jimmy's got a bad back. Adebayo, that's a big miss. Markieff Morris. All right, Justin Holiday's out. McConnell. So a bit of a now we see why Miami's struggling a bit, right? Struggling, as Joe Namath would say. But looking at the game here tonight between Philadelphia and the Atlanta Hawks. Now, the Hawks coming off a 114-111 victory over the Pacers in their last contest. They are now 12-10 on the year. Had a bit of a slow start this year, but seems to be putting up some W's together. And for the Sixers, coming off that loss to the Celtics the other night, that was a good game. We had Boston on the money line, 88-87. And looking at the last two games, I've gone under the total. Both teams on 1 day's rest. And the Sixers and Juan's West Philly Sixers are 11-11 on the year. Look at the over-under record for Philly, 7-14-1. And we all know everything goes through Embiid in that team, right? When Embiid's in the lineup, different team. And minus 1.1 is the line, so fair market value for almost both these teams. In fact, I had the Hawks at minus 3.2. So again, good value tonight on the Sixers or the Hawks, but we do have Atlanta winning 108-103, the over-under at 211.68. Brooklyn taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we have the Nets a 7-point favorite. The over-under is set here at 222. ATS forecast, computer picks. Gonna lean with Brooklyn in this one, 115-109. The over-under at 225.03. Looking at Brooklyn's last game, a 112-110 victory over the New York Knicks. While the Minnesota took care of business against Washington. Actually, they lost against Washington, 115-107. And let me take a quick look at tonight's starting lineup. In fact, I forgot to take a look at the Atlanta lineup. Only Bogdanovich is out for Atlanta. That's of impact. And looking at Philly, nothing really there. Brooklyn, nothing really to write home about right here, except for Karl Anthony Towns is a game-time decision. And so is Vanderbilt and Edwards. All right, so we do like Brooklyn to win this one, 115-109. The over-under at 225.03. Tip-off is at 7:30 tonight at the Barclays Center. All right, Orlando taking on the Houston Rockets, and Houston a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is set at 217. Though look now, the Rockets on a 4-game win streak, coming off a 114-110 victory over OKC. But what does that mean, right? OKC got the woodshed game last night against Memphis. Minus 2.5 is the line, 217. We do like, look at the score here. 106.7 for Houston, 106.3 for the Magic. And the over-under landing on 213.17. So it does like it to go under the total. And your Kogo is sitting at 54%. And Kogo stands for chance of game going over under the total. Over the total. Kogo chance of game going over. And what that means is on the percentage play, you have a 54% chance of going over, but a 46% chance of going under the total. New Orleans taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Now Dallas is 7.5-point favorite. The over-under at 216. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to leave with the Mavs in this one, 111-103. The over-under sitting at 215.06, so it does like it to go under the total of 216. And looking at the chance of covering the spread, very pretty much even, right? 63% for New Orleans, 61% for Dallas. And when I look at the starting lineup tonight for the Mavericks, and let me see here, Porzingis, their game time decision. Hey, what a surprise right there. And still nothing to report here. Josh Hart, maybe game time decision for New Orleans. But other numbers to worry about here, nothing really. And the last 3 games for New Orleans have gone over the total. All right, good game tonight in Utah with the Boston Celtics traveling to the Vin Smart home arena. And they're taking on the Utah Jazz. Now, the Jazz going to this game an 8-point favorite. The over-under set at 211. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with the Jazz in this one. 110-101, the over-under at 211.82. Looking at the Boston Celtics on a 2-game win streak. Their last 3 games have gone under the total, coming off that win over Philadelphia, 88-87. And that was a really good game. If you watch that game, that was It came down to the good defense at the end for the Celtics. And for the Utah Jazz, they're coming off a 129-107 win over the Portland Trailblazers. A little funny about Utah, right? They had two games back-to-back against New Orleans, and you shouldn't be losing to New Orleans, and they lost that first game, what was it, 98-97 or something like that? But you shouldn't be losing to the A-type teams, should not be losing to C-type teams in the Rain Report. Utah on a 3-day rest. Their last 2 games have gone over the total, while the last 3 have gone under for Boston, and your Kogo sitting at a high 63%. My line on the game, I had the Utah Jazz at minus 9.52, so you're getting good value at minus 8. And if you like the Boston Celtics, excellent value, minus 1.48. And in fact, when I go to my DMVI chart, this is one of the tools that I use here to get a snapshot. So my gut reaction can give me a quick snapshot of the game to see where I should be leaning. So let me see that game right here. Boston, yeah, look at that. So we got 2 green teams, means they're bullish. A 71% confidence level, but the market value 220 to 130. That's the difference right there. And the lines here. But you got an A against a B. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Boston might be worth a look here. Let me take a look real quickly at the Celtics. Jaylen Brown's out. Didn't he play the other night? I thought I saw him in the lineup. Let me see here. Yeah, so it looks like he's out tonight. And let me see for the Utah Jazz. Well, everything's a go here. So yeah, that should be a good game here tonight. I do like Boston a bit, but I want to take a look at their history in Utah to see if there's anything of performance cycles that could sway me off it. All right, the game of the night. Hey, I need a drum roll here. How about the Golden State taking on the Phoenix Suns, and the Warriors a 7-point favorite. The over/under is set at 216.5. ATS forecast computer pick, gonna go with Golden State to snap that 18-game win streak. I was trying to say state and snake, like snap that winning streak. So Golden State Warriors to snap that 18-game winning streak for the Phoenix Suns, and we got the Warriors winning this one 113 to 104. The over/under set here at 218, so it does like it to go over the total. I'm curious to see what the system forecast has. Let me check the system forecast on this game, and let's go to here. And let's go to NBA forecast. So again, if you're new to the Rain Report, this is the computer pick. So this is the team computer picks, and this is the system forecast. When any team's in a certain situation, what is that team's record? And Golden State, we have 113-105. So yeah, you know what? We have, let me see here. What's the difference right there? 8-point difference. So we got an 8-point difference there, and we have a 9-point difference there. Yeah, so Golden State right there where the line should be at. And looking at the numbers here, Golden State's last 4 games have gone under the total. They're coming off they haven't played since that last time against Phoenix, and that was 2 days ago. It was a 104-96 loss to the Suns, while Phoenix did have a game in between against Detroit, and they are 19-3 on the year. And let me take a look at the lineup. So Booker's out with that hamstring, and for Golden State, Iguodala, Thompson, Wiseman. All right, so you know what? Yeah, Booker is the difference, and if Booker's in the lineup, this is what, maybe -4, maybe, perhaps. So we'll see if what happens tonight at the Chase Center. Should be a great game between the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. But again, we got Golden State winning 113-104. And my line on the game, I had the Warriors at -11.9, but I also had the Suns at -7.7. So from a value perspective, you're getting good value on both these teams. The Kogo is at a whopping 74%. That is because look at the over/under record on the Golden State Warriors, 6-15-0 to the under. When you have a player like Steph Curry, I always get him and his brother mixed up. Steph Curry in your lineup, you're thinking high potent offense, but look at the over/under record, 6-15. Don't tell me the bookmakers don't use that against the market psychology when they're thinking about the total on the Golden State Warrior team, right? All right. You know what? 2 years ago, this would have been like the game of the night, but now it's like it's like I don't even know what to call this game anymore. You got the Lakers taking on the Clippers, and maybe the drama queen game of the night, right? -1.5, and the over/under set at 218.5. ATS forecast computer pick, gonna lean with the Clippers in this one, 107.05, 105.4. The over/under at 212.49. And looking at the Clippers' last 3 games, they've been losses, 5 ATS losses, while the Lakers coming off a 117-92 win over the Sacramento Kings. 2-game win streak. They're on 2 days rest. Look at their strength of schedule, 34.7% compared to 38.7% for the Clippers. And my line on the game, plus 1.64. So Lakers a bit overvalued. You can say they're fair market value. And same thing with the Clippers and your Kogo sitting at 40%. All right, let me see what some of you guys are saying right here. Who does the bullpen have tonight in that game? 76ers also beat the Hawks by 28, and but that trade was held to 13. Mitchell, we should do a poll. You want a poll on this game? All right, I'll do a poll. Let me do a quick poll on this game. Who wins? Who wins between Suns versus Warriors? All right, so we'll do. Do I do point spread or I'll do point spread since everybody's into the point spread. So what's the spread in this game now? 7. So Suns plus 7 and Warriors minus 7. And let's see what the bullpen. Who wins tonight's game? Who wins tonight's game between the Suns and Warriors? All right, there you go, Mitchell. Ask the community in the. Ask and you shall receive, as they say. All right, can you guys see that? Did it go through? Let me see here. Hey, where's the poll? I just did the poll. Oh, there it is. All right, so let's see what you guys say. And can you guys see the poll now? I just did the poll, so it should be there. And it'll be interesting to see what you guys like in this game here tonight. All right, let me see. Ms. Denica, like it, but not fading the Suns on that streak. Anderson says, my favorite are 76ers, Warriors, Nets, and Jazz, and Mavs. Scott GC says, I'm taking Lakers off that LeBron rest. Mitchell watching Phoenix. Clippers also look like trash last game. Golden State, says Mitchell. Underdog Sniper trying to line these pearls up and cash out. OG family, what about the B play? Play B, bro, says Ball Cash. All right. So let's take a look at the early voting going into this game. And so far, Warriors getting the votes at 71%. So remind me at the end of the show to give you guys the outcome of that poll. All right, let's go to the NHL, and then we'll do NFL. And then I'll give you my system plays of the day and how we doing on time. Pretty good, 26 minutes. Don't always want to do too much of a long show, right? But it is what it is. San Jose taking on the New York Rangers. Now the Rangers coming off a 4-1 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, if you guys recall, about 2 weeks into the NHL season, I said keep an eye out on this Rangers goaltender, Igor Shesterkin. This guy he's pretty good. Shesterkin has been money all year, and the Rangers, Gerard Gallant. If you remember Gerard Gallant when he played with the Detroit Red Wings, he was nasty to play. He was like another reference I can say. Remember Wendell Clark of Toronto Maple Leafs? Gerard Gallant, maybe not as talented scoring-wise, but same type of grit, and you can tell he brings that vibe to the Rangers, a swag, as they say, to the Ranger players. And the Rangers are playing, I always say, you want to see what type of team you have, look at your leader. And when you look at Gerard Gallant, you'll see that's the type of guy he was when he played. And you look at the Rangers, you see Gerard Gallant, and you see that edge, right? I always say you got to coach with an edge, and if you coach with an edge, that's what you get. And the one thing you can't, when you're a coach or a player or you're part of a team, you can't predict wins. But you know what? If you do the little things right and you dot the I's, cross the T's, and you don't cut corners and you work hard, the results come. The results just come, right? It's a process. All right. Enough of the Ron Raymond coaching rant right here. Minus 213 is the line. Over-under set at 5.5. And we're going to go with the Rangers in this one. 3.1 to 2.7. The over-under at 5.85. San Jose on a 3-game win streak. Winning last night in overtime. We had a nice win. That was our free play of the day. The San Jose Sharks last night against the Islanders. And now they're on a 3-game win streak. 13-10 on the year. While the Rangers 14-7. Hey, who saw that coming? The Rangers. But good on them. They're a good hockey team. Philadelphia, you know what? It's either change the goalie or you change the coach, and I think in Philly you might want to change the coach, or you trade Claude Giroux. You know what? Make him go somewhere else, and maybe you can kickstart his second half of his career. All right, Rangers on a 4-game win streak. Minus 139 is the line. Should be a great game tonight at the Madison Square Garden. Gonna take some water here. I'm always on the edge, says Elliot. Yeah. Let me see here. A sport I know nothing about. Time to get the notepad out, says Scotty G. All right. Yeah. I'll take the Clippers tonight. Warriors, 56%. Suns, 44% on the poll. All right. So, again, Rangers on a 4-game win streak, 14-7, 8-12 to the under, while the Sharks, 8-15 to the under. New Jersey, man. You know what? The New Jersey Devil, 9-12 on the year. I was thinking of the Islanders. The Islanders are a mess. New Jersey, you know what? We'll give them more time, right? Give them a little bit more time. They had a really good start. They got Mackenzie Blackwood back, so I really like that goalie. Had him on the futures ticket to win the Vezina, but we'll see. 10-12, the Winnipeg Jets. Now the Jets coming off a 1-0 loss to Arizona, so something's going on with the Winnipeg Jets right now. They are a bearish team. Look at that. They are bearish, and when you go to the rain report and you're doing my DMVI, and let's go to NHL. Let's go get that snapshot. You know, again, when you look at stats and you know analysis by paralysis, right? When you take a look at the rain report, it's so easy to get, like just a big mountain of information all at once. How do you just decipher that and make a snap decision, right? This is one of my best tools, and thanks to Bobby Hubby for helping me with this here. Now, where's that? Rangers, New Jersey, Winnipeg. Yeah, look at that. 2 C-type teams. You know, the C-type teams tells you everything you need to know about that team. You got the line, -192. The market value, +110, +120. Gives you an idea in the macros perspective. The confidence level, betting public, 28%, 14%. 2 bearish teams. Tells you if they're on a win streak, losing streak, or if they're neutral. And look at the daily market value index, -285. Way overvalued. And you know what? This is a tough game to handicap. You know, when you got 2 teams going in the opposite direction, it's when in doubt, get out, right? 3 days rest while the Devils coming off a 5-2 loss to the Minnesota Wild. But the Wild are doing that to everybody these days. Last 4 games, I've gone over the total for the Devils. And looking at their strength of schedule, the last 7 games, 55.1, 59.1 for the Winnipeg Jets. C bearish against the C Bears. So we got C on C crime here tonight at the Bell MTS place in the Peg. All right, let's go to Vegas, taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Now Vegas coming off a 6-5 loss to the Anaheim Ducks. And looking at Vegas, they're on a 2-game losing streak right now, 12-10 on the year, while Arizona 5-18 and 9-14 to the under, while Vegas is 14-8 to the over. Vegas just can't keep everybody healthy. When I remember looking at the Vegas lineup, I know Jack Eichel's there, but he's skating. He's still way to go. But looking at the Vegas lineup for this evening, you know, okay, so you're starting to get some guys back. Carlson, you still need Carlson in there. Martinez, let me see, Patrick. Okay, so you're starting to get some guys back. Pacioretty's back. Stone's been back for a while. Let me see here. How's he been doing lately? Pacioretty. I want to see Pacioretty's stats. So Pacioretty's been back 3 games, and he got on the scoreboard, goal and assist last game. So, you know, anytime you come back from an injury, and if you're an athlete, it's trusting that injury you just had, right? So looking at Pacioretty, what was his injury? Let me see here. Okay, so 33-year-old had no getting to speed, some returning from a lower body injury. Yeah, here we go. Lower body injury, right? That's playoff talk for maybe growing or something like that. All right, let me see here. So we do have the Golden Knights winning here tonight. Big chalk favorite, -222, over-under 5.5. And we have the Golden Knights winning 3.1 to 2.71, the over-under at 5.82. Calgary Flames taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Calgary messed up one of my parlays last night. The win 3-2 over the LA Kings. And both teams, I had Columbus and LA as big underdogs. But, that's why the chalk is very chalky these days, right? -132 is the line here tonight at the Duck Pond between the Calgary Flames and the Anaheim Ducks. And let me see the starting probable goalie tonight, Vladar. You know, Vladar's been pretty good for the... In fact, he reminds me of Odinger for the Dallas Stars. Odinger's, he gets these spot assignments, and all he does is win the hockey game. Same thing with Daniel Vladar of the Calgary Flames. He's 4-0 with a 1.57 goals against average. I'm going to say ERA there. I thought it was going to be in baseball mode. But no, he's got a pretty good goaltending average right there. So Calgary taking on, and that's the beauty. If you're a setter and you're like, you know what, you got Markstrom one night, now you got Vladar who can also, you don't miss a beat. And anybody who's played hockey before knows when you got a backup goalie, your whole game changes, right? You're more focused on the back end than the front end because, you don't want Swiss cheese between the pipes, right? All right, so we do have a Calgary here, minus 132, and we got 3.05, 2.56, the over-under at 5.61. Looking at Anaheim having a good year, 13-11, right at that 500 mark. Be neutral against an A bullish team, and Calgary right now is riding a 2-game win streak, and they are bullish in the cycle. All right, and you got the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Seattle Kraken. Now, for the Oilers, minus 132 is the line, 6.5 is the total, and we do have the Oilers winning this one, 3.1 to 2.3. The over-under set here at 5.54. I like the Golden Knights and Rangers tonight. That's it for me in hockey, says Anderson. You know what? Let me see. The Rangers against San Jose. Whew, I need more time. I need to read up. I need to see the goaltenders. That's my biggest thing. I got to see who's between the pipes. Is it Georgiev? Is it Shesterkin? I got to see who's going to be in there. Like, subscribe, and share, says OG Wheat. Yeah, you know what? Like OG Wheat says, if you guys enjoy the show and you really want to show your appreciation, if you just hit the like button, share this on your Twitter, your Facebook, Instagram, and the more the merrier we get in here. And don't forget, you can join our VIP section. I'll have more videos that I'll be doing here today, and it'll be up there in the video section, in the VIP section. All right, let's go to the NFL, and let's go on with the NFL Week 13. So last night, I don't know what the forecast. See, this every time the line moves, the forecast changes, right? Because the way our system works is we want to reflect the latest line. There's no sense putting like say the Cowboys opened up at 4.5, and the total was 46.5 or something like that when that first line came out. Let me check my sheet here. So yeah, Dallas. It was 3.5, and it was 47.5, and look what it finished. It ended up at 6.5 and 44.5. And the forecast we had before was 28-22. And it changed to 26-21, right? So if you're ever wondering why these change, it only changes when the line changes. So that way when the algorithms go in, they go get all the games of the new line of all the teams in that situation. That is why sometimes you'll see the line move. All right, Tampa Bay taking on the Atlanta Falcons. We got the Bucs winning this one, 29-24. The over-under at 53.9. So we do like it to go over the total. Falcons coming off a 21-14 win over Jacksonville, while the Bucs winning against Indianapolis 38-31. And the Bucs, you remember last year, right about this time, they started heating up. What do? They went and win a Super Bowl, right? So we'll see if the destiny meets with the New England Patriots. Wouldn't that be great, right? The Bucs and Patriots in the Super Bowl. Looking at the next game, we have the Colts taking on the Texans. We have Indianapolis 25, Houston 17, the over-under at 43.5. Looking at Indianapolis, they were, still having a good little run here. But let me take out my injury report to make sure we're on track here. So let me see the lineups. And Carson Wentz, yeah, we're all good. Jack Doyle's the only question mark. And Houston, you have David Johnson still a question mark, and Conley a question mark between the games between Texans and the Colts. All right, a good division game right there. And looking at Houston, coming off a 21-14 loss to the Jets, right? You lose to the Jets, then you start losing public confidence, right? Minnesota taking on Detroit Lions. Now the Vikings below 500 now with that loss last week to the 49ers. 34-26 was the final. And Detroit losing on Thanksgiving Day against the Chicago Bears. They are now a 7.5-point home underdog in this one. And we do like the Vikings in a black and blue division game here, 26-23. So we got the Vikings winning by a field goal. The over-under landing on 50.16. Looking at the last two games for the Vikings, I've gone over the total. And the last three, I've gone under for the Lions. And you know what? When I look at the Minnesota Vikings receiving core, Thielen and Jefferson, man, that's a great 1-2 punch right there. This most underrated 1-2 punch probably in the NFL. Jefferson just coming along every year is getting better. It's like a fine wine right now, getting better with age, right? So loving seeing him when he plays, and he gives us the giddy when he scores his touchdown, right? All right, let's take a look at here the tonight's game between the Warriors and the Suns. Look at that, the poll, 50-50 on the poll right now. That's from 24 votes. So you guys are split tonight on the game between the Warriors and the Golden State, the Phoenix Suns. So guys, if you see the poll, make a vote, and I'll give you the ending results at the end of the show. All right, Giants taking on the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins a 4.5-point favorite. The over-under is set at 40.5. Hey, don't look now. The Miami Dolphins, we all know Flores is a good head coach, right? He just sometimes when you don't have a quarterback or you're playing quarterback roulette, that happens. You need that leader. You need your field general. If you don't have the field general on the center, it's chaos. In the NFL, or any league, right? CFL, NFL, if you do not have a field general that's capable of leading the offense, you're going to poop the bed. And that's what happened with Miami in that when Tua went down. But now we'll see if they're back on track. Keep in mind they're beating the beatables. When you look at their strength of schedule, 44.4 in their last 3 games. They are bullish, but they're C bullish in the rain report. C means they're a team below 500. Bullish means they're 3-0, 4-0 in their last 4 starts, or 3-0 in their last 3, 4-0 in their last 4. And you can see the line here, -4.5. But let me remind you guys, who's the best team in the NFL when it comes to point spread as an away underdog the last 3 years? That's right, the New York Football Giants. In fact, let me go to my database. Hey, it's almost like a go-to every weekend when the Giants come here. If they're a road underdog, it's almost like we're showing off here or something. Let's go to the Giants. And let's go New York Giants, away underdog. Let's go last 3 years. Bump, 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 bump. And survey says, look at that, 13-5. So you can see, right, the New York Football Giants, a very good team to take on the road. I do like the Giants this weekend, but the last 6 games have gone under the total. Our final score, 20-18, favoring the, that's a weird score. You don't see much, right? 20-18. And looking at the total, 40.5. Wow, that's almost like a CFL total these days. All right, the LA Chargers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bengals winner of the last 2. Big win last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, remember a couple weeks ago I said, there's teams, can we trust the Bengals? That's my thing every week. They get these impressive wins, and I'm like, man, you know what? Are you going to be like an old high school sweetheart and just break my heart the next game, or are you just going to, are you going to put in these wins together, put these W's together, right? This is a big test for the Cincinnati Bengals. You can't win one, lose one, win one, lose one, pull a big upset over your division rival, like Pittsburgh. Did they beat Baltimore? I think they beat Baltimore too. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. But, these big games in the AFC North, right? Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Like, you took a woodshed game last week and you beat them 41-10. Now you got the Chargers reeling a bit. You look at their record, 6-5. And looking at their last game against the Broncos, 28-13 loss. But now they're going to Cincinnati, Paul Brown Stadium. And this is where, maybe the role is a favorite. But last week, I can't remember, were they a favorite or underdog last week? I think they were a favorite. Maybe it's the, the role that they possess, right? But, Cincinnati's got to take that next step, and they got to string, they're on a 2-game win streak, but they got to keep going. And you got to beat these teams, especially in your barn, right? In your stadium. You got a team from the West Coast coming to your house, and it's going to be probably colder than Cincinnati. You got a nice a beach team coming to your place. Hey, they're going to be probably with their toques and mittens on. But you gotta take that next step if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. But we do have the Bengals winning by 1, 24-23. The over/under at 47.8. Eagles taking on the New York Jets. Now the Jets winning last week to the Houston Texans, 21-14. Eagles coming off a loss. Disappointing, right? They had a little bit of momentum going, and then you go play a division rival and you lose 13-7. And again, it's just having to take that next step. Young quarterback and Jalen Hurts, but these are the things that if you want to get better, you gotta win those games, especially against the beatables, right? And losing last week to the Giants took a bit of the wind out of their sails. But looking at this weekend's game, we do have the Jets winning this one based on 19 previous games in the database, 21-19, the over-under at 40.26. All right, looks like Kyler Murray and Hopkins will be in the lineup this weekend. -7.5 is the line against the Chicago Bears. Now the Bears, a win just quiets down the noise a bit, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think Nagy's a bit in trouble, and if they don't show up this weekend against the Cards, it could get ugly. Now, looking at the line of this game, -7.5, 43.5 is the total, and we do like the Cards in this one. 27-15, the over-under at 43.1, and looking at the Cardinals' last game, a 23-13 win over the Seattle Seahawks. Don't look now. Arizona, one of the best teams in the NFL at 9-2. Washington taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. I love the over in this game for some reason. But minus 2.5 is the line, 49.5 is the total, and we got the Raiders winning this one 27-22. The over-under set at 50.02. Talk about a team that's gone through a roller coaster, right? The Las Vegas Raiders. All right, let me see here. What's Hertz is banged up. Says plays and parlays. Dolphins, Bengals. So Jennifer likes Dolphins, Bengals, Raiders, Ravens, 49ers, Chiefs win this Sunday. I think, Jennifer, you had me until I think. You can't finish a sentence with I think. You know what I mean? It takes all the credibility out of your picks, Jennifer. Come on, you should know that. Hey, you can't give us your picks and then you say I think. It's like, oh, come on. Hey, yeah, we're just razzing you. Hey, we razz because we could. What's that saying? We razz because we care. Rams taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and looking at the line in this game, minus 12.5. The over/under at 47.5. And looking at the final score here, 32-15. The over/under at 48.4. Looking at the Jaguars' last 3 games, a 3-game losing streak, and looking at the last 6 have gone under the total. They're 2-9 on the year. Nothing changes in Jacksonville, right? 7-4 in the year for the Rams. You know, the Rams have been disappointing, right? You know, we all know the issue with Goff and McVay last year. Now they get Stafford. And, you know, the same old, right? You bring in Beckham. When you bring in players in midway through a season, it never works out. You need to be consistent. Team chemistry plays a huge role, right? And you got Cooper Kupp, really good receiver. Beckham, he's still at the end, getting close to the end of his career. But there's something with this Rams team. They're nowhere near like they were last year. And when you look at the lineup this weekend, let me see. Henderson is a question mark. Beckham is a question mark. Questionable for this weekend is hip. But, there's just, if the Rams have a bad season, who are they going to blame? You can't blame the quarterback. You already did that last year. You got to look in the mirror if you're the head coach and you say, you know what? Maybe it's on us. Maybe it's on us, right? Sometimes guys like McVay, they overthink things, right? They think they're so advanced, and sometimes they forget the basic fundamentals, and maybe that's what's happening. And they try to outsmart. They're outsmarting themselves, I think, sometimes. But we do have on the computer pick with the Rams 32-15. The over/under set here at 48.4. Maybe I kind of lean towards the under in that game. All right, looking at the 49ers taking on the Seahawks. Man, a couple of years ago, this would have been probably the Sunday night game of the week. But looking at the line on this game, minus 3.5 for San Francisco, who's on a 3-game win streak now. The 49ers, can they take that next step? It reminds me a bit of Cincinnati, right? San Francisco reminds me a bit of the Bengals. Can they get consistent and just keep winning? That's 6-5 right now. And looking at the Seahawks, Seahawks, they're thinking next year 3-8 on the year, coming off a 17-15 loss to the Washington football team. And looking at the line this game, minus 3.3 for the Niners. I had plus 1.4. And there's no one cooking anymore in Seattle. 25-18 is my forecast, and I do like the Niners this weekend. Baltimore taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's that AFC North division rivalry again. This, you know what? Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I think, is one of the best division rivalry games in the NFL. Which other rivalry in the NFL is better than this one the last couple of years? When I see Pittsburgh against Baltimore, I see ice tubs. That's what I see. And anybody who's in football, who understands football, these are ice tubs game. These are so physical that after the game, these players are all in the ice tub because the ice bags are out, black and blue. When you think, and look at these teams, right? These teams are geared toward defense and running game, and that's why these games are so physical. But they're always fun to watch, right? Always fun to watch. Baltimore at Pittsburgh, and we do like the Ravens in this one, 22-20. The over/under at 42.2. All right, let me see here. Denver taking on the Chiefs. We got the another good division game right here. 22-19, the over-under at 41.7. Don't look now, Kansas City on a 4-game win streak. They've covered the last 2. Denver coming off that 28-13 win over the Broncos. And again, they're the same. You can put them in the same I was going to say category as San Fran and Seattle, but their strength of schedule has been way different than the other strength of schedule, right? When you look at Denver's first 3 games of the year, cupcake games, but we'll see this weekend at Arrowhead. but we do have the Chiefs winning by 3. And your Monday Night Football game of the week, this is a good one. The Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots. Now the Bills going to this game a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under at 42.5. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with the Bills in this one. 20.3 to 18.07. The over-under at 38.4. Now the real test is this: can Buffalo beat A-type teams, right? And when I look at my my strength of schedule here, I'm going to talk about this in just 1 second here. So let me just finish this game. So 28-18. And New England on a 6-game win streak, straight up and against the number, and Buffalo on a 1-game winning streak. But you know what? They beat a banged up Saints team, right? So let's go to the Buffalo Bills on the strength of cycles. This is my new strength of cycles database. So let's go Buffalo at home or away against A-type teams in the last 5. Look at their record: 3-2 and 2-3. Now it's going back to this year. And these are teams, last year. Okay, so this one here is January 9th of last year. So A-type teams in the Raymond Report are teams that have a winning percentage of 60% or higher. And let me do this season, then we'll do last 5. So let me go current season, Buffalo against teams above 500. Only played twice, Tennessee and Miami at the beginning of the year. That was game 3, maybe? Game 2. Miami was 1-0. So at that time, in week number 2, if Miami was 1-0, they were an A-type team. So you can maybe just throw that out. 1-1 on the season. Now let's do last 5. Let's go A-type teams, last 5 games for Buffalo. The average line when Buffalo's playing those A-type teams, the average line for the favorites is minus 4.8 for Buffalo, and they're minus 2.5. So they're below the average when they face these A-type teams. So they're below the normal average. The normal total is 51.2, and what's the total in this game here tonight? 42.7. So you can see the average is way higher than it. And normally the score is 23.2, 23.4 favoring the road team. Now let's take a look at Buffalo at home against those A-type teams. So teams that have a winning record of 60% or higher, and we're going back to 2020 here. So last, let me see here. They haven't played. Let me see here. Okay, they played the Steelers. Yeah. Oh, that was last year. So they haven't played an A-type team this year yet at home. So, but their record 5-0, 4-1 against the point spread. But keep in mind, this is going back to last year. And what's the average line? Minus 4.12, average 49.3, 34.20. Now, what about New England? Let's take a look at New England. And let's take a look at the New England Patriots. And this here is a good strength of schedule of the cycle database to give you an idea how these teams do against teams above 500. So let's take a look on this season. Teams above 500. Oh, they've had 4 games against teams that are A-type teams. Tennessee, Chargers, Cowboys, and Bucks. 2-2, but 3-1 against the point spread. Look at this, 3-1 to the over. The average score is 26-23 for the home team, right? Now let's take a look at the New England on the road against A-type teams. Only 1 game, and it was against the Chargers, and it was a win, 27-24. Let's take a look at the last 5 on the road. Let's do last 5 games. You know what? Let's do last 4. Last 4 because Mac Jones still a rookie. 1-3 against those A-type teams, and it goes back to November 1st of last year, right? But it just gives you the perception of what the mindset is of the betting public and the bookmaker. And what about, so, all right, no, pretty good. Good information right there. But I was thinking, let me see here. Where's the current A-type teams? I want to see this again. This season, 2-2 against those A-type teams, and they're normally a 4.5-point underdog. I think New England getting the money, getting points this weekend is pretty good. Now let's look back at last night's game using the one thing I like to do when I create these tools, and after a game is over, let's go back, and I always say history is a good teacher, right? So let's go take a look at last night. I looked at it this morning, and New Orleans, they were playing Dallas. Now Dallas is a A-type team, and this season, so when New Orleans was playing A-type teams this year, they were 2-3. That game's it's not so 2-3, and the average line was 4.5 as a dog, and last night opened up at 6. So you can see here the average score was 21-14, And what was the final score last night? 27-17, right? And how about New Orleans at home against those 8-type teams this year? 20-15. So you can see that the if you played New Orleans last night or Dallas, depending on the line, when you got it, right? If you got it early or if you got it late, but you can see here the line has changed. So I think this is a good tool to use to give you an idea how that team does against team with a winning record, losing record, or middle of the pack type teams. Let's take a look at Dallas. Dallas home or away this season against C-type teams. And again, because that game is not updated yet, 2-0 straight up and against the point spread. So this is going to be a good tool. And what I'm going to do, guys, in the VIP section after the show, I'll probably do it this afternoon. I'm going to do every team, and then I'm going to put this video into the VIP section. So let's say the next game is Arizona. I'll give you an example of what I'm going to do. So if I do Arizona, now Arizona's facing the Chicago Bears, a C-type team. And when Arizona's facing teams below 500 this year, look at their record. 5-1 straight up, 4-2 against the number, 3-3 to the over-under. The average score of the game is 20-26 for the road team. So it gives you an idea of how this team does against C-type teams. And if we look at the average line when they're a favorite, 9.5. And what's the line this weekend? 7.5. So you can see you're getting value at 7.5 because normally when the Arizona Cardinals are playing those C-type teams, the line on average is 9.5. But what's throwing that average off is this one right here, 20.5, right? That's a college football average right there. And let me see on the road. Let's see when they're on the road against those C-type teams. They are 3-0 straight up and against the number. The average game score, 28-16. So anytime Arizona's playing those teams below 500 this year, the average line as a favorite was 7.5, which is it is this weekend. The average total was 47.17, and the total in this game is 43.5, so above the perception total. And then 28-16, so we have what here? 44 as the total, so it's and 43.5. See how tight it is with the number? 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the point spread. But I will do every team, and I'll put it in the VIP section after the show here today. All right, let's take a look at our poll based on 37 votes right now in the database. Warriors, 54%. Phoenix, 46%. How are we doing on time? Yeah, I figured today would be a long one. 55. I try to do a half-hour show, and it's almost impossible. Hey, it's almost impossible. All right, let me go to your system play of the day, and I'm going to go to the NBA first. And your first system play of the day for a Football Friday is the game between the Sixers and the Atlanta Hawks. Our system play last night was Memphis, and boy, that was a woodshed game, right? They took OKC right behind the woodshed, and they Leghorn Foghorn just bang 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 bang. That was a woodshed game right there. All right, let me see here. There's not that game. Let's go to Atlanta and the Sixers, and like the under. First system is the under. All right, so here's the system. It goes like this. Anytime you got a home favorite in the NBA playing on a Friday night before a division game versus a conference opponent, and they're coming off a win versus an Eastern Conference opponent and was on the road, the under 11-4 for the home favorite. So let's go under the total tonight of 213.5. I think that's the line. 215.5, all right. 215.5 is the first system play, the under. Minnesota Timberwolves and Brooklyn. We're going to go with the road team here. I got a nice little play here on the road team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. The system is 14-3, straight up and against the number. This is what I love. You know, it's okay to be 14-3 against the point spread, but when it matches also the straight up factor, I like that. Anytime you got a road team last 4 years after a non-conference game playing on 1 day's rest, coming off a loss against an Southeast opponent, which they lost to Washington, and they're coming off an 8 to 11 point loss. The road team is 14-3 against the point spread. Let's go with the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's system play number 2. All right, your system plays of the day: Sixers Hawks under 215.5 and Minnesota plus 7.5. Those are your 2 system plays of the day. And your NHL system play of the day will be on the Calgary Flames. Anytime you got a favorite, let me go to my database here. All right, anytime you got a favorite that's on a 2-game win streak, hey, Isaiah's going to love this one. All right, let's also, you know what? I'm going to show you another, if you guys like systems, I'm going to show you another system and I'll finish the show on that. All right, we got a favorite taking on. They're on a 2-game win streak. This is a pretty good record right here. It's even better if they're a home favorite, but they're not. All right, so let me see. 2-game win streak. Current season. All right. Survey says 28-10. Look at that. The favorites this year on a 2-game win streak, 28-10. It's even better if they're a home favorite, but they're not. Look at this. Home favorites on a 2-game win streak this year in NHL, 18-3. So let's go Calgary Flames tonight, minus 132. And that is your system play of the day. And before you go, check out this NBA system play right here. 7.5, 2-game win streak. Current season. I think it's 18-3 or something like that. 18-7. That's not bad. Anytime an NBA favorite of 7 to 9.5 coming off a 2-game win streak, they are 18-7 straight up and 18-7 to the over. So this one here, 18-7 to the over. I don't know if it comes tonight on any of the teams. I'd have to take a look if there's any NBA teams on a 2-game win streak here. I'll do it real quick since we're here. Let me take a look at the NBA. If there's a team on a 2-game win streak. There we go. NBA computer pick. All right, so we need a favorite. Nope. All right, nope. Just look at the line, right? I'm looking for 7.5 tonight. So Brooklyn, nope. Nope. 7.5, nope. Here we go. There we go. All right, so Utah Jazz. The over tonight. There's the systems in play right here. And let me see. Favorite? No. Favorite? No. Okay. So, yeah. So, Utah Jazz straight up. And the over. That's the system play. That is, what did I say? 18-7. So, anytime you got a 7 to 9.5 point favorite coming off a 2-game win streak, the 18-7 straight up, 18-7 to the over. All right, folks. There you have it. That is the Rain Report today. Pretty good show today. If you agree it was a good show, would maybe hit the like button. Tell me if you guys hit the like button, that means you approve of the show today, and I would appreciate that. If you are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, and I've been doing this since 1997 or 96, was it? And I wrote a book in 2009 called Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, which you can get here on our website. And if you want to learn more about my tips and tricks, check out our YouTube page, and you can see some of our free videos that we've done here each in the month of July in the Dog Days of Summer series, right? All right, folks, again, thank you, each and every one of you guys, for tuning in each and every day right here at the Rain Report. I appreciate you guys tuning in every day, making especially, people who come here live each and every morning, making the, your routine, your daily routine, part of your morning. I know it's something I always say. I tell my nieces this all the time. The most important thing in your life is your daily routine. If you don't have a daily routine in your life, you are absolutely lost, and you're scrambling in life, right? So I appreciate you guys tuning in each and every morning and watching the show. I love doing it for you guys. And Yolioso, I love you too. He's always very nice to me, and I appreciate you. And so you guys are great. And we'll be back here on Monday with more goodies, More goodies from the goodie bag right here. And again, if you're a VIP member, I'll be throwing in more videos this afternoon. I'll be doing every team in the NFL. And on the weekend, I'll be doing more videos on the computer picks, and I'll throw them into the VIP section. All right. Thank you, Olioso. Appreciate you. And Jennifer, Carl Anthony Towns, in or out? I thought he was game time decision. So Carl Anthony Towns, Jennifer, is a game time decision. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. Be safe. And as always, shop for value. Play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly with another Rain Report. Oh, before I go, the final poll results after 40 votes, 52% on the Warriors, 47% on the Phoenix Suns. Hey, pretty good. All right, folks, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.